Okay, that was messing up with the connection, so I just had to get rid of it. I don't know why there's some issue. There's some issue with the network today. But this should be okay for now. I think it's somehow stabilized. Hopefully that is okay. Let's just proceed with what we have to do. We did this and that. So we proceed from this point. We're now, because we just did the transition yesterday, we edit that part and then move to the next bit. That is what we are working on today. Okay, you see there's even a bit of an issue when it comes to how that transitioned in. It's too slow. It's too slow there. So you also have to speed it up a bit. Maybe what I need is having this towards the left. Yeah, that is okay. And then remember we also have to include first layers. Just put it at one side and enable that parent and just add the null. And let's proceed. Welcome, thanks for joining. Don't forget to tap on the screen to like and follow if you haven't followed yet. We're making a showreel video edit. We're proceeding from what we've been doing for the past few days. Show. So let me try position and scale and push it towards the direction his hands moved to. Was it this way? Let's see. Or do we go the other direction for it to move the same as the hands? And add another null. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you have a good morning. It's very early today. Hope you have a good day. Then I move it to the right. So we've done a left and right. Then let's see how that looks like. Hello, welcome all. So we click that and easy ease. Then let's just edit one point. It's going to edit everything and push it towards the left. You see, it is like a abrupt motion here. Maybe I should have another. Let's just add another null. And then, is it possible to just move these keyframes? Let's see this position. Then what is here, remove that position, maybe put it here. Welcome, thank you so much for joining. We're doing show reel editing here, progress of what have I been doing. Let's just delete these keyframes and re-add them instead of trying to make it easier. Making it easier doesn't really work. So we said the problem is here where the motion is too stagnant, so we try and move that, maybe a bit of a zoom, and then bring it up to here. And then the next bit is where now we come back and zoom in further and take it to the left. Welcome Vincent, welcome trading. Hello, hope you have a good day today. Then I don't think I was supposed to move that. Wait, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here we start with just solid, like wherever it was, and then when you move it upwards is when I change this. So 150, and then let's take it to the left. Welcome Hinton, move to the left. Welcome Kingori, then move it to the right. Move it to the right and maybe a bit up to the right. And then let me just add another one, scale and position. And then what I'm going to do here, I'll just take it back all the way. Okay, maybe let's just move it to 45. 45 takes it back to original, and then just center that. Something like that. Welcome BF, welcome AG. Really glad to have you here. Don't forget to tap on the screen and also to leave a follow. Invite your friends, share the live. Welcome Badan. Then let's just drag it to the left. Drag this whole thing to the left and speed up everything. Let's see how that looks like. Okay, we're very off. I have not yet aligned this to where the beat drops are at. Let's mark that first. I forgot to mark it. Okay, that's where the beats are at. Let's try aligning everything to something. Reduce that a bit. That can work, and then make sure you just select both of them together. So this one is okay, because I can just move this. Oops, just move the actual keyframe somewhere here. so that we have that well aligned. Unless I just, no, we've reached max. Yeah, we've reached the maximum, so that one cannot move. Is that one, and then the next hit is at this point. Just move that keyframe, and the last one will do it here. So this, that's okay, that's already well aligned. And finally this last one, move that to the left and also move this inwards. We can align this by, you know, dragging these little pointers. That way. Now moving left right does not work. It really does not work. Let's just try scaling, but pushing it. Let's just remove the position keyframes. We scale, but then we just center. That is the only thing the position keyframe should be doing. Scale, but then center. It's not that point. And edit here. This is delete. And sometimes you wonder what really happens. Delete that. I just want that to be zoomed out. So we said around 45, and then you take it back up. Let's use this one. That's okay. Then next we use this. Let's just keyframe this one here. The first one, this other one is already fixed, so that's okay also. Then finally here, and what we're using is this. And fix that. I'm just going to drag it all the way up to that point. That should be good enough. And then align that. So that transition, I want it to have let's just add another and another one. So let's see. For the backgrounds, we need to fix it and make it match. So this background itself, remember this guy is an orange guy, he's a tiger. Oof, that's too sharp. So just trying to fix the color to match him. Let's go with what is here, the highlight, and then lighten it somewhere there. And then instead of white, let's just go with orange, the orange that I was going for earlier. Let's go with orange, and then the other one can be white. That is okay. And then duplicate the guy and do something similar. 1 2 3 4, there are 4 layers. 3 4. For the topmost, let's take Triton and halftone. Control C, Control V. And then for the midtone, okay. For the midtone, let's just take the background in the color. The color in the background, sorry. That. And then remember, we've always been doing screen. Maybe I should make that color darker. Maybe I take this. Let's try that. I should have zoomed out. Oh, okay, that's better. And then we usually also do opacity, and opacity of around 50 is enough. Tap on your screen. Tap on your screen to show your support. Tap on the screen. Don't forget to tap on the screen and also follow. Then number 1 is that. Number 2 is the plain one. Number 3 is a solid fill. So a solid fill there. Solid fill with a scale. Oh, this guy is the flipped guy. Okay. So a scale of 400 for this one. So I don't want to do the flipping guy, the one who has the... And you put it as multiply. Where is multiply? There. It's too dark. Let me try overlay. Or screen. Screen works for the brighter color. It's usually way better when there's a white outline, but for this one it's giving problems. It's not giving us a good... The only thing that can give us something good would be a shadow, or a glow, but a glow is too soft. I want a harsh edge. Let's add a shadow though. Let's try adding a shadow. A white one. And then we change the mode, screen. Yeah. And then maybe distance. I'll just Control C that. Come back here. Control V. I think that works. Set. I also want this here. Control V. But then I want the distance to be less. So layer styles, drop shadow, Just take the distance to 10. That works. I like how it looks like. Okay. I guess I can just have that white thing, white background for this one. Okay, it looks like it doesn't work on everything, but it really works on this one. The character pops really well. Maybe on these ones. Let me try on these ones. Just go and find the characters themselves. Okay. And this one for sure. There, so those are both the characters. Both the characters. So I think we are okay with that now. Just continue working from this point. Remember, we are working on this transition here. We're just fixing that background and then we continue working on the transition. So scale position, from what we just saw here, this is bye and there's like a hit. So I want this to be zoom. I want it to start off bigger and closer, so it goes backwards. So that means to get that hit bit, maybe we can have both zooming. Or to get some sort of impact. And then I was thinking null. Let's do a shake. Let's just do one on this side and then I'll take it there and reverse the keyframes. So position, usually up. So let's do, okay, negative 500 and then 1 2. So 500 past the 0. Let's do massive. Let's do a 500. That is like a 1000 move. And then 1 2 3. Let's do negative 200. And then 1 2 3 4 5. Let's do 100. And then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Let's just go back to 0. And then not easy, but go to the graph editor and make this first one the sharpest point. Let's try and see how that looks like. I like that. That is strong though. I like it, but that was still a bit strong. So maybe instead of negative 500, let's do negative 300. So negative 300, negative 300, negative 300 to 300, and then negative. Let's just see how that's with the that looks very wrong. Let's check the values again. This is negative 200, so just take negative 100 instead here, and then negative 100, 100, and then 0. Let's it's still a bit strong. Let's push it further. That's worse. It's too slow. Negative 3. I said I did negative 300, 300. That is like a 600 jump. And then negative 300 to, let's do to negative 150. Huh? Oh, it is 300 to negative 150. Let's try that. Okay, this is just checking one thing. One moment. Just a moment. I really like the background music. That is History Maker. Okay, let's proceed. How come the motion all of a sudden looks bad? I don't like that. I was wondering how comes it looks bad. It's because I never edited it. That's too bad. Let's do a value graph instead. And do scale, okay, and separate dimensions so that I just edit the Y position. Edit that graph. Also do the same for the scale. Let's proceed with that. And then see what is happening, and then we can proceed with this. Yeah, so we continue working on this, and then you see how this goes. So far this is, let's see. Okay, but I need to edit also the graph or whatever is happening on this side, so that it also flows into the other one, and we're not working with the X position, we're working with the Y position. Same thing we did for the other one, we also work here and do that. That means beginning from the fastest and then slowing down as it proceeds. That is what it means. Okay, so what I also need to do is confirm that everything is still working and everything is okay. And also, we haven't logged in before. Gosh. I don't like how there's like a stop in the motion. That's most probably because I just move this here and then drag it out up to that point, because if it stops here, it actually does not work well. So that's an issue. So I need to fix that. Copy link and share. Trying to find where I'm supposed to be sharing the link that I just copied, and then I put it out there. And then just more editing going on. It's unable to fix my typos. The typos are just, I think I typed wrongly so many times that the typos correct the right and put the wrong ones instead. So you start wondering, why exactly are you even doing that? Okay, so we've done that. both are working. Let's play that and see how it looks. Trying to make sure the flow in the edit is okay. Tap. See, so I also want to have some sort of bounce in what I do. I want that bounce to also be existent in my work. So, sorry. And that bounce is still insane. It's still too strong. Even if I try and slow it down. Yeah, you see that? Even if I slow it down, it doesn't work. So the only thing to do is to reduce the intensity. So let me just try negative 200. Reduce by 100 by 100 as we proceed. This, stick it back to 100. Negative 100 and then 100 and then 0. So that should be it. Okay, so let's try Control C and add V. Right click, keyframe assistant, time reverse. Want to use this time reversed one, bring it all the way here. Wow, looks like the situation yesterday was terrible. Seen a lot of flooding going on in Nairobi. It's quite a surprise because here in Mombasa it hasn't even been raining. It rained just a little bit, maybe a night, and that is all. It's quite crazy. I saw it yesterday and I was like, gosh. Okay, I guess that doesn't work. Something I was trying to do also. That doesn't seem to work. Let's just proceed. Gosh. No, there's a huge issue with this bounce, and I'm not really liking it. Maybe remove one of these and then spread those. You see that? It's terrible. Because what is that? Maybe it's too far apart. Let's just take it back to original. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is like a typical spacing. And the typical spacing we go for. Welcome, welcome. Then drag that a bit. Remove that and then just Control V it again. And time reverse. And then maybe we can take advantage of rotation. Do maybe a 20. And then just make sure it's fastest at that point. The tip it's fastest, and then just drag it all the way to the left. And then here also do rotation and let it be from 0 up to negative 20. Then bump it up at the edge. And then let's see how that works. I think I've spent a lot of time just trying to do that small transition. Let's take this guy to 250. And we edit that. Goes all the way here. Then it goes back. Goes back. I think we should just, take it left and then take it right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Don't forget to tap on the screen and also follow. Welcome. This should be sharper. So what I need to do, I also need to have these overlays that they usually use during the, let's say, edits like VTuber promos. There's all these little shape overlays that pop out, like you'll have a circle popping everywhere, and then you have the main background circular layer also popping everywhere. I feel like those will also add a lot of character to what is going on here. Yeah, so I need to figure out where to find that. I guess maybe by the next two streams we can be adding those. So for what we have here, since it's a really long clip here, I think we can now come back. Thank you so much for the likes. I can now come back and borrow part of what was going on here with the shapes. Just get those, Control C, and come back and use them all the way here. Control V, bring them all the way, and we need to have them at the far end. I think it will be wise to just change their color. Maybe this, so that it's different from the clips that are labeled movie. To be good if it's slightly different. So what we need to do, let me see, we have our backgrounds going on. Let me just see how those keyframes are at. This, I don't need all this because this is relevant to the previous clip. So this first one, they're really taking their time. So Alt and then just drag in from the farthest one, drag it in. And then it will also be good to change that color and set it to what we have here. So that will be orange. Let's just copy that orange code and use it on each and every one that is currently red, because this was from a previous one that was red. So that's what we'll be doing. Control V for everything. and just set it back to quarter so that you can see it faster. The quality is lower, but it is faster to see. Okay, so trying to think, maybe there, instead of having it at the beginning, maybe I can have it here. There, let's try that. Yeah, so yeah, scale, position, take it all the way close. So maybe we do 200. Well, at the beginning we did 250. We just do 200 center, because I also want to bring this up to maybe something like that. So I really want it centered. Let's see how many. So it's 10 frames. I want 20, so 20 frames up to that point, and it's beginning at this point here. Okay, so that's what we are working with. Let's save, Control S. And let's proceed. So maybe just drag it to the left, and also do the same to what was going on up here. Drag it to the left. So here we zoom out a little bit, just a little bit. So scale and position once more, and just taking it back a bit. Maybe it was 200. Maybe I go by 50 will take me all the way, so 70, and then position upwards. Oh yeah, before I forget, these shapes need to be linked. Okay, so now they're linked to that one. Okay. So now what I want to do is bring it, like we're zooming out. That's also what is happening with the black bars that are here. Just begin a new one, align it to where the next keyframe is, and reduce that. And also align this guy here. Align this guy centered. Then let's just relink. Maybe you can make the fastest at the center. So what I'm thinking is maybe the next clip I can have this guy divided, one here, one here. Maybe let me just bring in everything together first. Control Shift C and call this tiger. Okay. What? Where are the rest? Where are the other clips? Control Z. Did I group them just now? Sorry. When does it even begin? Oh. Okay. So Control Shift D. And also this. Control Shift D. Delete that side. Then just take these up here. I didn't realize that they were all linked to the third one. I was wondering what's going on, Control Shift C. I forgot to rename it Tiger. So the next thing I'll cut that, and then let's just see. I'm trying to figure out what to do here. Scale. Mask this, delete. No, this other one is the one that's supposed to be deleted. Delete. Do that, and then we also mask it out. Sorry. Something like that. Something like that. That's what we have so far. What you notice here is something happens here in the background. So let's just make that massive. Maybe that is the problem. Yep, it was the problem. So what I'm thinking is, can I just slide it? Not necessarily moving it away from what we have, but introducing it into the clip. Slide in. Something like that, perhaps. And then for so many keyframes everywhere, because I'm using the same black bars all the way. I just split it once in a while. Just reduce it a bit. Maybe up to this point where it begins. Here. Do the same, drag it out there, then right click, select that, and then also speed it up by moving it to the left. Let's work with that. Okay. This one moved too low. Let's just also, for this one, let's zoom, but do like we go stepwise. You. Let's mark the spots in the music. So just reduce this to that point and drag these ones here. I want where the beat drop is at. The peak is here. Do scale, position. We zoom in, zoom, very minimal. So we go with 120. Huh? Yeah. 120. At first I thought it didn't do a thing. Center the guy. Come back here. Scale and position. Also 120. Center the guy. And finally Control C, Control V, low, position and scale. $120. Center the guy. Okay, it's very minimal, so we're barely seeing the effect because we need to see it. So that means I should make it strongest at that point. I don't want it to look like something continuous. I want it to be there at each and every point. Welcome. Tap on the screen. Okay, let's just go back and try that once more. I even marked the bit points wrongly, it seems. Okay, the first one is here. I don't know why that appeared differently. Just try that again. That point. Okay. We're almost done. Maybe instead of zooming in constantly, let one be a zoom out. So it zooms in, zooms out, then zooms back in. Let's try that. $140 perhaps. And then 1 160. And I would really love if it was, zooming in well. So like if this is 140 and then I say 200, and then I just take it back to 100. No, 50. Even 50 is an understatement. 25. And usually, if I did like little hops, it will look cute. So what I can try and do is maybe add another null and then find this hop, this one here. So Control C, Control V, U, right click, keyframe assistant, time reverse. Let's see that. It's very strong actually. So what I can do, instead of having it insanely high, I can do maybe negative 100, and then 100, and then negative 50, and 0. And this is too much, maybe just 10. But it starts from 0 because it's just like a rotation, so it starts from 0, then gives me a rotate. Maybe 10 is too strong. You can try and go with 5 instead. Try that. I still feel like it's very strong. Maybe make it less. So 50, negative 50, 50, negative 25, and then 0. Let's try that. So what I can do is add 2 more nulls, and then everywhere where I have this, I paste this. So Control C, Control V, and then finally here, Control V. So the same, once we reach here, scale position, zoom in towards. Add those keyframes, then move all the way to the right and just zoom in up to 250. Fix that. And for this one, what? There's just some issues, but I just want to finish this, then we'll be done. Up to this point, we add one, and then another one here right before. So Control C for that one, because I'll paste it back here, Control V, and then here. So of course it gets closer. We're now at this point. So Control C, Control V it, and then come back here. It gets small, and then drag it all the way here. It gets bigger. That means let's just drag this all the way here for now. Then we'll push it again, center that. So I want to take it just off the edge. And this one here, the motion is going to be going towards the right. So let's save that. Oops, that is too... I have some issues there. You see that does not work. It's like all of a sudden you're waiting and then pop, something has happened. So this has to be moved. This has to be moved at this point here. Okay, the transition is a bit better. Having it somewhere exactly where the beat began was not a good idea. And I'm thinking also here we have to add some sort of transition. Let's also let this clip be linked to the null that we just added, and then do like a scale and position once again, and a scale position, yeah. And do around 130 maybe. Just thank you so much for the likes. So okay, something like this, and then we try and push it to the right so that it acts as a transition. So to the right. Oh, sorry. Make sure you're holding this little point to the right. I feel like what we did here should also be done to this other side. So let me just Control C, Control V, U. Okay, maybe not for the position, just the scale. So Control C, Control V, and then a keyframe assist big again. That means this little clip here will also need another transition, and what is going on here is good enough. So I'll also do the same, Control V, and just align it, with what is going on here. So that we have that. Okay, save, and then we replay that. And then, if so many keyframes today, just look at all that. Today we've worked on this clip. Oh, we were done with that. So we started with this red one, so we've done all that plus all these, and this here. That's our work progress for today. So let's just see how it looks like. Okay, so I think this has I like the motion in this one. I feel like this one is still dormant. Maybe one of the zoom ins, I can add this bounce thingy. That, let me just save that. In fact, I need to have that as a preset. So it window view, animation, save animation preset, slight bounce. It's usually saved at this piece. Oh my god. Program files, Adobe, no, common, update, common files, Adobe, or where is it at? Adobe, maybe it's program files, Adobe, yeah, it's this one here, support files, plugins, save. Okay, I'll just have to put that later. So for now, let's just save it under documents. Maybe just call that After Effects presets, but I'll need to go back and load that into the actual preset folder. Maybe because it's open, it's not working. Let's just save it there. Okay. So let's Control C that and find bar here. Let's try that. Is anything here? So Control V. Let's see if that works. Oh my god, that does not work. It really works with the specific clip that you use. For this, it doesn't seem to work. Okay, maybe the issue is the fact that this is not working together. Zoom out, so it zooms out. It zooms out. Then here when we are zooming in, where's the zoom in? When we are zooming in, there's nothing happening. So I want us to zoom in. See that? When that is zoomed in, this should also draw in closer. And then when we go next and zoom out, it can also zoom out. Okay. So I'll just drag this here. So the first bit is here to here, it zooms. And then Control C, Control C, Control V, and then up to this point. We zoom in even further. Setting up to here. And then from this point it gets closer. So what I need is this. This here. That's the one we are working with. It's too strong. And this one, you can see it moved too early. Just delete those. And click that and go forward up to here. Go forward up to here. Go backwards up to here. So that's how it's going to be. Here begins where it is. Here it zooms. You get that. But strongest point is here. That is like the fastest point. I'm going to have that there. There. And then zoom out. There's something I haven't done. There's this, and then up to here. The first zoom in. Maybe this. 70. Let's put 75. And then, yeah. So the first one, I also center it at that marker. You should also center it at the marker. So there, and then zooms back out. So this point, we are going to have it zooming out. Means we are going to drag this thing all the way here. That's what we are working with. That's what we are working with here. Yeah, we're done for today. We have that clip complete. Tomorrow's would be this green layer, and then finally let's just cut this, Control Shift D,